Hi folks, I hope you are well with all that motivation insight. So I will start this session with a little repetition from the last session. I have made marked certain changes. Now I told you in the last session that if you wish, you can slice a time series index for a particular period. Like my data was from January 18 till July 20. But if I want to see only for a particular section of data, like for example from May 18 to May 20, that I can do it very easily by slicing the my time series like this. All right, so this is the command for slicing. Then I told you that you can draw the plot, and then there are lots of arguments that you can give, like with respect to font size, marker, color, and line style. Then setting of X label, setting of Y label. Then this is setting of vertical line. So it will give you a colored y-axis, and this h line will give you a colored x-axis. Okay, and then there's another argument that we place, which is axb span. So this will colored a particular portion. Vertical means vertically it will color a certain portion. Like I want to colored a portion which is ranging from 17th May 2018 to 17th May 2019. All right. So if I run this command, uh, this is what I get. All right. So if you can see, uh, the index has been series has been sliced. So I'm getting data only from this May 17th May 18 to 17th May 20. The data is ranging from that area range only. Then font size and all that stuff has already been included here. My while X label is has been marked as time. My Y label has been marked as price. My vertical line has been colored red. All right. Now why there is a gap? Because I have asked the coloring of vertical line from the January 18 date, any 1st January 2018. Though I am starting my plotting from 17th May 2018. So there's a gap of uh, 4 months or so. All right. So that is why this much portion is empty. There is no plotting here because my plot ranging is starting from this date only. But since I have asked to place my vertical line from 1st January, so that's why this has actually come. If you replace this date with this date, then it will this y-axis will start from here only. Horizontal line is has been colored green, which you can see the x-axis has been colored green. Okay. Vertical span, this area has been vertically marked, and this is the date between which the area has been marked. Now there was one horizontal span which in the last session there was some issue in its marking, so I have just corrected it. Okay. Now let's take this entire data again, and let's include this one more argument, which is horizontal span. Now horizontal span will take the y-axis values. XV span means the x-axis span will take the x value. So since on the x-axis we have the dates, so I have given dates as the parameters. In H span, since we are talking about horizontal span, and we have y-axis lying here, so y values have to be given. So y value I have given 100 because 100 has been plotted here, and 200 is also there. So 100 and 200, the minimum value and the maximum value I have put up. I want the part to be colored as green. So if I run this, yeah. So this is your vertical span. Your vertical area has been marked, and this is your horizontal span, which has been marked with green. The value between 100 and 20. So between 100 and 20, it has been marked as green. All right. So this is how you can do that. How you can mark the important areas, the areas which you feel you want to highlight in your presentations, or in your analysis. So that's the beauty. That's the power of this Matplotlib library, which can definitely be can extensively be used. Okay. So this is how the arguments can be placed. Then so would be continuing with the plotting two time series together. So that means if you have two different time series and you want to plot it in the same plot area, how we can do that. So far our discussion was on plotting time series, one single time series. Okay. So now we are plotting two time series together. So one time series is with respect to the ICICI Bank share market prices, and the other is the Axis Bank share market prices. All right. So two we have. I'm changing the data here. Earlier, so far I was taking the example of ICICI and HDFC, but the reason for change is that the market prices of ICICI and Axis are more comparable. The share price value of ICICI ranges between 300 to 600, 700, while for HDFC it was between 900, 1100, 1200, 1300. So what happens when when the data is not comparable or the underlying base is too much different, then the scaling issues occur on the y-axis side. And because of these scaling differences, though the plot will not be varied much, but the visualizations would might not be clear. So it's always good if you compare um, comparable. That's the ideal ideology of comparisons, that the underlying base should be as same as possible. So the process remains same. We need to import the file. So bank.csv from my documents folder has been imported. Import pandas, then read the file pd.read underscore csv function. Then you need to play with the date. So you need to first assign the date column as a date time index, as a date time, and then once you have assigned it to a date time format, you have to set it as an index. So the entire thing we have done earlier also. It's just a repetition with some extra customizations. Now, since I want to plot two time series, so I have to use ax.plot twice. So for the first case, I will be plotting between the dates and the ICICI Bank share prices. In the second case, I would be plotting between dates and the Axis Bank share prices. Then we would be setting the X labels and the Y labels and the PLT dot show. Simple concept. The only thing is you have to use this ax dot plot twice when you are plotting the two time series in the same plot area. When you do that and you see this is what we have been doing, or what the code is all about. Okay. And when you run this entire code, this is what you get: a single y-axis, a single x-axis, and these are the ICICI Bank values varying according to the time. This is the Axis Bank values varying according to the time. Now you can see these X labels or X values are overlapping with each other. So we have a solution to that problem also. We can specify the rotation parameter, so these will rotate vertically. Okay, so that can be done. That's very easy. There is nothing special about this. Okay, so this is where I have plotted two time series, or you can plot two time series together in the same plot area. Okay. Then there is some other customizations also that can be done. Like you want to use twin axis. Okay. So now what is happening here is we have a single y-axis which is applicable for both the time series. What if I want to um, use another y-axis here on the right hand side, which will be representing for other time series? So one y-axis for, let's say, ICICI Bank time series, and the other y-axis means the right hand side y-axis for the um, Axis Bank time series. So you have to introduce the twin axis function. So what you will do, you will plot between date and ICICI Bank. You can set the X label, Y label, and since you want to change, you don't want the X values, X axis values to overlap. You have to use the X ticks function, specifying rotation equal to 90. So this will change the X axis values to vertical. Then I have also made one more customization. I'm setting my y limits, means y axis values between 200 and 600. So this is a customization which we are doing here. If you will not mention this, then the function will take it itself. It will define the y axis values itself. Then this is introducing another axis because I want to plot the second time series on another axis, another y-axis on the right. So this is ax dot twinx that we have to use. Then ax2 dot plot. Now I'm not using ax dot plot. Please be very careful. I'm using ax2 dot plot because I want to plot it on the right hand side. So it is df index, means between date and the axis bank, and I'm making customizations with respect to color and line style as well. Then setting the y level, and then again specifying the y limits between 200 and 900. So in the first case, I have defined between 200 and 600. In the second case, the y axis values between 200 and 900. And then finally plt dot show. If we use this command, this is the code what I have been showcasing you in the slides. If you use this and you run this, this is what you get. So now you have one y-axis which is between 200 and 600. I have customized that. Other axis between 200 and 900, and then this is the time. Now if you see, there is no overlapping because now the x-axis values are have been rotated. Now they are vertical. So this is red is representing the excess share price movement. This blue is representing the ICICI Bank share price movement. Okay. So the ICICI Bank values are reflecting between this y-axis and x-axis, and the axis bank values are between this right hand side y-axis and the x-axis. So both the plots are sharing common y-axis, but the y-axis is different for both the series. Okay, so this is where you have introduced two different axes, two different y-axis with customized scaling. Okay, that can be done very easily. Few more customizations are possible, which is coloring the ticks. So you can color the two y-axis ticks. So I have one y-axis on the left hand side, I have one y-axis on the right hand side. I can color the ticks of left hand side y-axis different. I can color the tick of the right hand side y-axis in a different way. So you need to use tick underscore params parameter argument or function, sorry, and then color blue. And similarly for the other parameter, I have used ax2 dot tick underscore params. I want to color it as red. All right, rest of the things are exactly same. And this is the code what we have put with the additional parameter. Okay, so ax dot tick underscore params and ax2 dot tick underscore params. So if you run this, this is what you get. Now if you can see, this y-axis which is on the left hand side has been colored as blue. The values have been colored as blue, and the axis which is on the right hand side, the y-axis values have been colored as red. Okay, so this is the level of customization or another set of customization that you can introduce. It gives you much more beautification to your plot, and obviously once you plot it, a very different level of visualizations can be created. The point is to give your visualizations as much clarity as possible. Okay, so this is the beauty or the power of using the twin axis function, or plotting two time series together. It is one of the most commonly used function, most commonly used plotting when it comes to time series analysis. So that's all for this session, and thank you so much.